If you're the kind of person who wants a coffee maker that simply works every morning, no cryptic menus, no temperamental quirks, and definitely no "I paid for a machine and got a paperweight" feeling, then you're in the right place. Most of us have tried the cheap drip brew or the entry-level pod options and end up wondering if we're just throwing money at a gadget that can't keep up with the real demands of a bustling kitchen. The real question is whether there's a device that delivers consistent cups, stays low maintenance, and actually feels worth the price tag, rather than just boasting a laundry list of features. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I started digging into the Jura E6 Platinum, the first thing that stood out was how the brand frames it: a fully automatic espresso machine that claims to be versatile enough for a latte, flat white, ristretto, and even a hot chocolate. That promise of everything in one is tempting, but it also raises a red flag. Does the machine truly handle each drink with the same level of quality, or do you end up with compromises? My research turned up a lot of chatter about Jura's reputation for solid grind consistency and a relatively straightforward operation, but also a few cautionary notes about how the more advanced customizations can feel hidden behind a few extra button pushes. In other words, the E6 Platinum might be slick, but you still need to know how to coax the best out of it. Let's start with the everyday scenario. You're up at 6 a.m., half asleep, and you want a quick espresso before the kids are out the door. The E6 Platinum's one-touch function lets you press a single button and walk away while the machine grinds, brews, and even releases the crema. There's no need to measure beans, temp, or fiddle with water temperature settings. Jura's Intelligent Water System, IWS, does the heavy lifting. That convenience is the core of its value proposition. For the average coffee lover who just wants a reliable cup without becoming a barista, the one-touch experience is genuinely a time-saver. Now, consider a more demanding use case, like a weekend brunch where you want to impress guests with a trio of drinks: cappuccino, macchiato, and a chocolate-kissed mocha. Here, the E6 Platinum's customization menu shines. You can store personal drink profiles, adjust milk froth density, and fine-tune the strength of each brew. The machine remembers your preferences, so the next time you hit that button, it serves up the exact drink you programmed. That level of personalization is something you won't find on most mid-range automatic machines, and it explains why the price point leans toward the higher end. But there's a hidden trade-off. The E6 Platinum's interface, while clean, is not as intuitive as a touchscreen. You're dealing with a rotating dial and a few push buttons. When you first sit down, it can take a couple of minutes to locate the exact profile you saved, especially if you're juggling multiple users. The learning curve isn't steep, but it isn't non-existent either. If you're the sort of person who wants immediate, on-the-fly adjustments without digging through menus, you might find the dial a bit old-school compared to newer models with full-color displays. Let's talk about the grinder, which is arguably the heart of any espresso machine. Jura equips its machines with a conical burr grinder that claims to preserve the bean's aroma by reducing heat during the grinding process. In practice, this translates to a more consistent extraction across batches. If you're buying whole beans in bulk, say, a weekly sack from your local roaster, you'll notice that the grinder handles varying roast profiles without clumping or producing overly fine dust. That reliability is a big win for anyone who cares about flavor fidelity and doesn't want to constantly clean out a clogged grinder. Speaking of cleaning, the E6 Platinum includes an automatic rinse cycle after each brew and a Clean Me program that reminds you when descaling is due. The machine uses a dedicated cleaning tablet that you drop into the water tank. The system then runs a short flush sequence. While this automation reduces the mental load of maintenance, it does require you to keep the cleaning tablets on hand. If you're the type who forgets to buy consumables, you'll quickly run into the machine stopped, need a descaling kit situation. The cost of those tablets adds up, so factor that into your long-term budget. Who should buy the Jura E6 Platinum? If you're a household with multiple coffee preferences, perhaps a partner who loves a strong ristretto, a teenager who prefers a milky latte, and a guest who sometimes wants a hot chocolate, the ability to store and recall distinct drink profiles makes it a solid choice. It's also ideal for small office settings where the set-and-forget nature reduces lineups at the break room. The machine's solid build and reliable grinder give you confidence that you're getting consistent quality day after day. Who should skip it? If you're a strict espresso purist who wants total control over every variable like adjusting